Good morning, students. I am Manju Singh. I have come with another video and of the class 10th only. First chapter, Resource and Development. This is my 7th lecture. Yesterday we studied why land is degrading. The first thing was that overuse of land. Land is degrading. Once if the land will degrade in a large amount, then what will happen? We'll not get food. Where will we live? So it's our duty to conserve the land from degradation. So if we are we have to control the land from overuse. For this, what we do, as we know that we are having a large, high population. Our country is second populous country in the world after China, but our area is not so big. In area we are 7th, and in population we are just 2nd. To feed our population, what we do? We do modern method of farming. In modern method of farming, we use HYV seeds. We use lots of irrigation facilities, chemical fertilizers, then pesticides, insecticides. Then only we can grow crops for the entire population to feed. And what will happen if we are not only doing modern farming, but we are also growing Rabi crop, Kharif crop, Zaid crop on the same field continuously. We are not giving our land even a single month to regain its fertility. Then what will happen? Land will obviously degrade. Land, zameen barbad ho jayegi. So yes, it is necessary. It is the need of the day that modern method of farming should be done. But then what happens? We should try our best for the land to prevent from degradation. We should try our best to produce only one crop. Means ki to produce only in one agricultural year one crop, either rice or wheat. Then what will happen? Our land will get time to regain its fertility. It will be left fallow. मीन्स इसको परती छोड़ दिया जाए एक एग्रीकल्चरल ईयर के लिए, और एक एग्रीकल्चरल ईयर में ही इस पे क्रॉप ग्रो किया जाए. मीन्स कि आइदर रबी क्रॉप ग्रो कीजिए या फिर खरीफ ग्रो कीजिए, और आपका मन चाहे तो ज़ैद यानी कि वेजिटेबल्स भी आप ग्रो कर सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट थिंग इज दैट कि इन ए मॉडर्न मेथड ऑफ फार्मिंग वी यूज़ लॉट्स ऑफ केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर. So we should try to, if we are going to grow only one crop, then obviously the chemical fertilizer use will be less, means for only one season. Then when we get the facility of water, we start irrigation. If we are having irrigation facilities, then what we do, we start growing those crops also in those areas where water is in where the crops needs more water. So if we grow those crops where water is less but crops are needed more water, then what will happen? Then also land will degrade, because we are taking water from earth surface, and what will happen? Our earth will degrade, क्योंकि यहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा पानी की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी उन क्रॉप्स को जो कि वहाँ पे है नहीं. तो हम ज़मीन से पानी निकालेंगे और ज़मीन को बर्बाद करेंगे. ओके, तो मॉडर्न मेथड ऑफ फार्मिंग मस्ट बी डन, बिकॉज it should be done to feed the population, but we must take care that only one agricultural year should produce crops, and we should use less chemical fertilizers, as well as we should grow those crops which need less water in those areas where water is not in abundance. Second thing is that instead of using chemical fertilizers, we should use organic fertilizers. Instead of using chemical fertilizers, if we are using organic fertilizers, then what will happen? Again, the land will not be harmed. Land will not be harmed land will be safe. So we must use organic fertilizers to save our land from degradation. Now second thing, why land is degraded because of mining activities. So see, what we do, we dig minerals from the earth's surface, which is known as mining. Digging out the minerals from earth's surface is known as mining. And while we do mining, then what happens? Scars are made, means गड्ढा हो जाता है. And what people do, they don't fill the scar and leave to some other place. What happens here? This land has already become degraded. So what should be done? This should be filled by either soil or sand, so that this land may become fit for some other activities. So mining is also responsible. Mining is done. It's natural, but the scar should be filled. So this will also help the land to become less degraded. Next thing is that afforestation. We do deforestation, which cuts the forest, which cuts the trees. And trees are so important for us. Trees gives us lots of things like oxygen. First of all, it gives us life-giving gas, which is oxygen, medicine. It balances the ecology. Then it is shelter for the wildlife. If we destroy the forest, then what will happen? Lots of problems will be there. So if we are going to cut any forest, if we are going to cut 2 trees, then we must plant at least 4 to 5 trees. This is known as afforestation. Trees helps us in many ways. So for those things, to balance the nature, to balance the land, what should be done? Afforestation should be done. And afforestation is one of the very necessary cause to help the land become nice one, earth become good one, where people should live. Pollution is also one of the cause of deforestation, and deforestation is opposite of afforestation. Afforestation means planting of trees. So you must plant as much trees as you can, because it is very necessary, very important for the land to get less degraded. Another thing, what should we do? We should create shelter belts. Shelter belts. What does shelter belt means? Shelter belt means growing of trees on either side of the roads or the field. Field means the place, the जिसे हम खेत कहते हैं, where we grow crops. So how the creating of shelter belt will help us? So first thing, how will we create shelter belt? Suppose this is road, here vehicles move. So trees should be planted at the either side of the road. Then what will happen? If the vehicles are also moving, then they are producing poisonous toxic gases, which the trees will take, and it will produce oxygen. It will help into the cleaning of the air, of the atmosphere. Then these trees, they will also help in the reduction of soil erosion. They will catch the soil. They catches the soil. So they catch the soil, and when water comes or wind comes, then soil remains here. Soil remains here, and what happens? They do not get eroded either by the wind or by the water, running water, rainfall, everything. If flood also comes, then also what will happen? These trees will help the soil to be. These trees will help the soil from erosion. It will prevent the soil from erosion. Then providing shelters to the travelers also. The land, if the trees are there, travelers are moving on, they are tired, then what they will do? they will get shelter. They will get they will come here in the shade of the trees and they will feel relaxed. So, and the land will soil, if soil is not being eroded, then what will happen? The people, the land will not be degraded. In the same way, suppose this is your field, यानी कि ये आप लोगों का खेत है, यहाँ पे हम लोग फसल पैदा करते हैं, and these are the boundary of the field. Here also people should plant trees in the all direction. So what will happen? This will also help in prevention of the soil. And if soil is not eroded, then what will happen? Then our soil will remain in the field, it will not flow away, and then what will happen? Then land will not be degraded. So how shelter beds help? It helps in reduction of pollution, it helps in the reduction of soil erosion, it also gives shelter to the travelers. Next one, and what should be done in desert area? See, we are having a desert in Rajasthan, western part of Rajasthan is desert area. There we find sand dunes. What are sand dunes? Sand dunes are this type of crescent-shaped structure of sand particles. These are also known as barchans, and you have studied in class 9th. These barchans, they are found in the western part of Rajasthan, which is desert area, and there in the Indo-Pak border in Jaisalmer we find lots of barchans or sand dunes. So these are made of the rock particles. They remain at one place for many years. But when a strong wind comes, then what happens? These sand dunes or the hillock of the sand. This is not hill, but hillocks means a small hill of the sand. They could move from one place to another. Entire sand dune can move from one place to another. So for many, if this thing has been here for many years, then what has happened? Due to some dead and decaying plants and animals over here, this sand dune has become fertile because of the presence of humus. It has become fertile. So if it is removed by the strong wind from one place to another, then what will happen? Then entire fertility of this will be lost. So this should be stabilized. A stabilization of sand dunes. This is one of the other thing by which we can prevent our earth from degrading. So what is stabilization? Sthirta. स्थिर कर देना. So how can we stabilize these sand dunes? We should plant those trees which can be grown in the desert area. So we should plant thorny bushes. You all know that in desert area what happens? The thorny bushes grow because they need less water, and in desert area there is very less water. So we should grow here thorny bushes like cactus, date palm, acacia, and whatever thorny bushes are there, we should grow here so that this fertility could be remained here. It should not move. So what we have studied today? We have studied that how we should conserve our land from getting degraded so there are so many causes. Some other things are also there, that industrial waste are thrown over the land and water, and this should also be controlled. The industrial effluents or the industrial waste which contain hot water or solid particles, they should not be thrown over the land or the water because they cause damage. and over the land. And if they are in the water, then also they cause damage to the animals and plants who are in the water, as well as those with people, animals and plants, those who are over the land. Because when water will come over the land, then what will happen? It will leave those poisonous things, those toxic things over the land, and water will move away or seep inside the earth. Water is, again, if it is inside the earth also, then also we are getting harmful, very harmful effects on our health. So now we have our land has the topic of over the land has come to an end. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the soil, how soil is living organisms, how soil can be prevented, and how what types of soil are there. There are what many types of soil that we'll study, and many other things we'll study. So for today only this much. And as you all know that today again Modi ji had said that this lockdown is continued till 3rd of May. So take care, don't go outside, and lock down yourselves at your home and be safe. Thank you. Watch the video, and if you have any problem, you are free to ask me questions. Have a nice day.